I got asked the question, as a married couple, how do we deal with lending money to people who ask us for money? How's it going, y'all? It is Zap. I want to welcome all the married couples, and I want to address a question I frequently get from married couples, newlyweds, and kind of beginning of their marriage is, hey, someone's asking to borrow money. Should we lend money to people as a married couple? Lots of things to think about when answering that question, but here's 3 nuggets that I want to give you that'll hopefully help and bless your marriage. One is that I don't like to lend money to people. I'm not a bank, I'm not a lender, that's not what I do. If someone has a genuine need, I'll give them money. But I don't really want to lend anybody money, and I'll give you a reason why. If I walk up to you and say, hey man, I get paid at the end of the month, can I just borrow $1,000? I'll get you back at the end of the month. It's easy for me to ask to borrow $1,000 because I can say, hey, I can give you back $1,000. But if I were to say, can you give me $1,000 of your money? That's a lot harder to ask for, because who just gives away $1,000, right? Not too many people. So giving people money instead of lending them money will reduce the amount they usually ask from you. And again, it keeps you from turning into a bank and trying to keep track of who you owe money to and who owes you money, and then they didn't pay you back and then feelings get hurt. It's very clear if you're just, hey, I can give you this. The second thing is, especially as a married couple, you should be making a group decision. As a husband, I shouldn't say, oh, well, that's my boy, I'm gonna give him money, whatever. It should always be, hey, let me talk to my wife and we can see what we can do, so that she's always involved in the decision. Because what ends up happening, especially in new marriages, is if I've had my boy for 18, 20 something years, and I always hook him up with money when he needs it, and now my wife comes in the picture and I'm doing the same thing, it's gonna cause conflict between me and my wife, and I don't want my boy to be causing conflict in my marriage, right? Because I sleep with my wife, I do not do that with my boys. So let's keep things in the marriage running smoothly, and then don't let outside things affect your marriage. So make sure it's a group decision. The third thing is the amount of money that you're gonna give should be predetermined. In other words, if my wife and I know, hey, we have about $300-400 extra a month that, is disposable income that we could use to go out and do fun stuff, or if someone needs it, we can give it to them, then we have that set amount as a couple predetermined. So that if my wife's friend says, hey girl, can I borrow $800 for whatever, she can say, you know what, well, we have $200 that we can give you. We won't lend you $800, but we can give you $200 if you really need it this month, but we won't be able to give you any more than that this month. Maybe we'll have some more next month, we'll see. That helps you, again, control that amount of money so that you're not always over giving or again, causing stress in the marriage. And usually it's not about the money, it's about the relationship that you have with your spouse, that you want to set up barriers to make sure that you and your spouse are not fighting over money for other people. It's bad enough to fight over money in your own marriage, but fighting over money that someone's asking to borrow from you is just not an added stress that you need in your marriage. So these are 3 big things that I think will be helpful for your marriage. Obviously there's more. Talk to me if you have questions about that, or if you're running into this challenge in your own marriage. I'd love to chat with you about it. Thanks.